Hello, everyone. It's Christopher Hale here. I hope everyone's doing well today. I, of course, am a candidate for the United States Congress in the 4th Congressional District. And we are having, throughout this campaign season, in the context of coronavirus, conversations with leaders across this community in the way that we best can. So we are doing town halls almost every night, every day for the times and weeks ahead. So today, I'm glad. I am a product of Murfreesboro City Schools and Rutherford County Schools, and I'm glad to have with me today a champion educator in Murfreesboro, in my home community, and a teacher, and since August of 2018, a member of the Murfreesboro City School Board to talk with us about what's going on in public schools in Tennessee, and particularly in the context of the coronavirus, what Murfreesboro City Schools are doing, what things might look like in the year ahead in the fall semester, and other issues affecting the state, including vouchers and the like. So I'm going to have join us right now, Miss Becky Goff. Becky, can you hear me?
I can hear you, Chris. Yes, it's Becky, not super loud, but I can hear you.
Well, wonderful. Well, Becky, thank you for joining us today. Becky, do you just want to introduce yourself a little bit? Your background as an educator and when you were elected to the school board, what you ran on, what you were hoping to do?
Yes, I'm a career educator. I also worked with, many years ago, DCS as a child abuse investigator. I've always advocated for children. That's just a passion of mine. I ran for my position on the school board that teachers should sit on the school board. I think that at the time when I ran, we had one member on a 7 board member that our team that was a teacher. And so I just felt like teachers needed to have more of a voice. So I ran on that. Actually, my campaign slogan was Ask a Teacher. Not that I know everything, but, you know, teachers are on the front line of education, and I think they have a voice.
Well, and Becky, you know, particularly in these contexts of the coronavirus, which, you know, came across this community in March, this affects both teachers and students, and having the experience of a teacher on the Murfreesboro City school system is so pertinent. What has the school system done to respond to the coronavirus, and what's the circumstances right now?
Okay, as you know, we are like all of the school systems. We have been doing online learning, using virtual learning, actually. And I'll have to give a shout out to my school district, Murfreesboro City School District. They have done an unbelievable job. From day one that this hit our city, we immediately got into action and started taking care of our children, making sure that we met the whole child where that student was at and that was at home. So the very first thing that Director Linda Gilbert got started, along with her administration, was the child buses. And for anybody that's not familiar with the child buses, this is a summer feeding program that the city has been utilizing for years to feed our children during the summer while they were out from school. And so they started implementing that and carrying food, meals, to our students in the neighborhoods where they live. And right now, I think we're actually servicing 40 different neighborhoods so that we can make sure that our students are being fed. And Chris, if you don't mind, I want to give a shout out to the different departments in our school district and some of the fabulous things that they have done while this pandemic has been going on within our school district. Is that okay?
Go right ahead. I'll hear it.
Well, first of all, the teachers, the schools have done a phenomenal job providing resources to our students in these really challenging times, because, you know, who knew that this was going to hit our county, our city? And so they have provided online lesson plans for our students. They have been utilizing Zoom to educate our students and our parents. They have continued to meet and have PLCs with the different teams that they are associated with. And so I really want to give a shout out to our teachers. They are the strength of our school system. Many of them have been visiting our students at home, making sure that they are okay and that their needs have been met. And that's one of the big things that I'm a proponent of, and Dr. Gilbert and our school administration is a proponent of, is the whole child, not just the academics, but the whole child, making sure that we meet not only their academics, but their emotional, physical well-being. Our outreach department has worked diligently to secure donations, food donations, monetary donations, food giveaways. They have been doing backpacks for children who need these backpacks over the weekend when the child buses are not operating. And so this makes sure that the children have some type of a safety net, a food safety net over the weekend. The nutrition department, same thing. They really have been our superstars here in the district. And I don't even know, I've lost count of how many meals that our district has served over this time, and it's just been phenomenal. We've been getting, as a board, updates from Dr. Gilbert and the different departments on the many things that they have been doing to make sure that our kids are taken care of. The City Schools Foundation has set up PayPal for folks to make donations, and I think that that's been remarkable, and it's been well received. I know school board members opted to give our monthly school board stipend that we get, which is like $200, to the City Schools Foundation, so that we can continue covering these meals and different needs for our school children. Custodians. Our custodians have been cleaning our schools and the different facilities that are in use right now, buses, what have you, to make sure that they are sanitary and the spread of the coronavirus does not happen. Our SROs, we have 8 SROs that have been accompanying the child buses and the different buses that have been carrying the foods to the different communities. And the SROs are going there and taking books and giving them to the students, and also some of the students that are not able to access the online learning, or maybe even make it into the school to pick up the paper copies if they're not able to do the online learning. The SROs have been taking that with them when they go with the child buses to deliver the foods. And it also keeps that positive law enforcement rapport up with our students. The nursing department, they've also been checking on our students that have medical needs to make sure that their medical needs, falling back into that whole child coverage that we want to do within Murfreesboro City Schools, making sure that their physical well-being is also being taken care of and addressed during this time of isolation. The transportation department, they have helped by providing buses to assist our child program. Our IT and communications department has been phenomenal. They have not only helped set up the school board where we can have resume our Zoom meetings, but they have gone in and completely redesigned our school website so that parents can access the online learning. And they've also gone in and helped principals set up their websites where parents can access directly to the schools. So the principals, their IT, communication, they've all worked together to keep learning going on during this difficult time. The social workers, we can't leave out our social workers calling and checking on our students. Our outreach programs, Centerstone and the STARS program, have also been assisting with this, and this is something that goes on throughout the year with our students. So we have continued that and making sure that our students' emotional well-being has been addressed here within the city school district. So has just been amazing, and as a school board member, I cannot reiterate how proud I am of the school district here, Dr. Gilbert and the administration and the different people within the departments that have pulled together and shown leadership from day one. Our school district was showing leadership with this sheltering at home with our schools before any district that I know of. We have been covered with the national or the Nashville news stations by our quick ability to address this here and get on it immediately. Like week one, we were up and running. So I want to give a shout out to our school district and how proud I am that this has been going on. Hey, Chris, are you having a problem here? I happen to have a power washer out here on my patio right now, and it just so happens it's going on while I'm talking. So I hope you all can hear me.
Sorry, Becky. Yeah, one of the questions I have time and again that people are asking me is what's the fall semester going to look like? Are there going to be different possibilities for starting school in the fall? Is there modifications that are available? What might happen? Do we know yet?
Well, we don't actually know yet, Chris. Whatever it is, whatever the state and federal entities hand down to us or mandate, we're going to follow those. We are in the children business, so therefore our number one priority is making sure that our children are kept safe and that our adults that are taking care of the children, looking after the children, teaching, feeding, cleaning the schools, our ESP programs, that they are also kept safe. So we understand as a board and as a district that when businesses and workplaces open back up, that it's very difficult for parents when schools are closed. So we have to take that into consideration. But I do know that some of the things that our district is looking at in the event we still are having a serious problem with this come this fall is multi-scheduling, alternating days, more online instruction, although that's a big problem for our students who do not have access to online or Wi-Fi, whatever at home. And we just have a lot of questions that we can't answer right now. I mean, like when we go to pick our students up at the bus stop, are we going to have to check their temperature at that time? If they have a fever, if the parent is not home, what do we do with the parent? What do we do with the child? Do you see how complicated this is and how it's got to be well thought through? And so here it is, the 1st of May, and our school administration, our district, and the board is already looking and asking some of these tough questions. There's just so many things to consider and questions to be answered, between now and this fall. So, okay.
One of the questions I want to ask, Becky, it's a little bit a different topic, but I just want a small conversation about as we get to the end here. I know that the Murfreesboro City school system put out a comment on the state vouchers that passed through the legislature in May 2019, opposing them. Do you know any updates on if the coronavirus has slowed down the vouchers, what the implementation is like? Is that going to affect the Murfreesboro City schools at all? Is there any concerns about that?
Yes, it will definitely affect Murfreesboro City schools. We know that Governor Lee has made vouchers his primary legislative focus, even working to ensure that funding was included in the emergency budget before anything else, unemployment or anything. So, and he made sure that it was adopted before the legislature recessed due to this coronavirus. And there is a lawsuit pending right now in Chancery Court in Davidson County that is stating that Davidson County and Shelbyville, or Shelby County, are the two school districts that will be the first to really have access to vouchers. And the argument is that taking away public money, which from our school system, which are school districts, which are already underfunded, will hurt public school students. And also, the parents that are filing this lawsuit are alleging that Davidson County, Shelby County are being targeted by the voucher law. So I think that there was actually going to be hearings on that on the 29th of April. I'm not sure how that's all, what has happened. I know the judge was going to hear that on the 29th. So here in our school district, if 1, 2, 3 students leave our system by way of voucher, that money goes with them, but we still have to fund teachers, our schools, and our classrooms. So that's money that we don't have, that the show must still go on, so to speak. So that's where we are on vouchers. Yes, our school district did join numerous other school districts in our opposition to vouchers, and so we made it known. We've all advocated against vouchers and for public schools. So that's where we're at. Our little town hall with you, Chris, and I appreciate you putting yourself out there to run for this, for U.S. Congress, this very important seat. But I will say that some things that we've learned from this COVID-19 pandemic is some things that we already knew, and that was public schools provide a safety net for all children. And we've seen that while this has been going on, that well, for one thing, when children are at school, their needs are all being met equally. With this pandemic, and our children are at home and having to learn at home, their needs are not being met equally. And I think that this is going forward is going to be something that we're going to have to look into, state and local. Legislators are going to have to look in it. School districts are going to have to look at it, because we have really, when it comes down to it, we have students that kind of fall in that have and have not social, economic situation, and so we have students that have a fairly good safety net at home. They have a food safety net, they have internet safety net, they have a stable home safety net, and then we have the other children that maybe live in poverty. They do not have the food safety net, they don't have the stable functioning home safety net, and the online access to where their learning can continue. And this is a big problem that we have to address. Poverty already has made their life struggles difficult, but this having to stay at home, which we want to do and keep everybody safe, it only amplifies their life struggles.
Well, Becky, I appreciate that, and I appreciate you joining us, and thank you for your feedback, but most importantly, thank you for your service to the people of Murfreesboro, both as an educator and now as a member of the city school board. I want to wrap up very quickly. I want 2 notes. If you go to christopherhale.com/education, you can see my plan to invest in Tennessee students. We know this: the greatest pathway to advancing in life and a brighter future is good public schools. And Becky has been a champion of that her entire career. I'm a product of Tennessee public schools, so I'm thankful for what's happened, but we have to pay it forward. As Becky noted, that the public school is the greatest source of equality and across our communities. And I'm very concerned about what's happening with the voucher. Supposedly, the state is going to reconvene the legislature in June, and there's going to be a hustle by this governor to make vouchers first and foremost on his agenda. And as long as God gives me breath, vouchers will not come to Rutherford County, will not come to our community, because they hurt public schools. They hurt the ramp towards a better future for our posterity, for our children. Becky, thank you for joining us. We'll continue doing these throughout the COVID-19 crisis. Next up, I'll be here on Sunday with Tullahoma Alderwoman Rupa Blackwell, and we'll have a whole series of folks coming next week, including a special surprise. So thank you very much, and have a great day.